nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse zonke zotshiswa inkomo zamadoda besala bebambonge ezantsi kuphandini likanongqawuse bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulala imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Vice-chancellor and Principal of Walter Sisulu University, I declare this congregation open for the conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas and certificates. You may be seated.
Inkosi mayibe nani. Sityhila kwincwadi yemfuduko, chapter 33, reading from verses 15 to 16. Ke yena uMoses waleka ngelithi ukuba awuhambi nathi sukuba sasinduluka simke apha. Xa ungahambi nathi ke kuyakwaziwa njani ubukholekisekile ndim nabantu. Kanti ke ukuba ukho phakathi kwethu siyakutsho sahluko kulo lonke uluntu. Ndinibulisa ke egameni lenkosi uYesu. Amen. Dr. Mtishane eme egameni likeBishop yaseChurch uNgombane. Ndenza lamazwi okuvula lenkonzo. Ndikhumbuza abantu ukuba nguMoses lo pha kuverse 16b othi kanti ke ukuba awukho phakathi kwethu sakwahluka njani kwabanye abantu. Ubuza ke uMoses lo mbuzo kuThixo kuba emveni koba bebejikeleza intaba for 40 years funeke ngoku behambile indlela eyempumelelweni ngokwesithembiso. Nani ngokwe-careers ebenizilandela nihleli le minyaka enihleli e-university bekukhona imigomo ne-time frames ebibekwe phakathi kwenu. Inyaniso ayikho enye into eniphumelelisileyo ngaphandle kokuba nibe ne-discipline apha endleleni. Ukuba ngaba beningakhange nabaphulaphula nazilandela into ye-time frames nazisubmit i-assignments nazo zonke ii-task ebenizinikwe ngexesha elifanelekileyo, abanye benu basele endleleni kodwa nina nimi kule ndawo. Umbuzo ke ngulo othi njengoko ke Thixo usikudulula ngokuba siphume uzawusenza njani ukuze sibe sehlukile. Asukohluka kwabanye abantu ukuba uhambe nathi. Ndikhalela into yokuba phakathi kwemeko ebenikuyo njengoba benifunda niyazi into yokokuba akho nto izawutshintsha njengoba nisiya elizweni. Niya elizweni eline-time frames, niya elizweni eline-challenges noba zingangafani nazalapha e-university but niya kulo line-challenges. Kodwa apha kuthe kukho ii-challenges nabe ninethemba. Napha ngaphandle nizawudibana nezinto ezizawuni-challenge. Ngokungakumbi nina niphuma ngeli xesha litshintshileyo. In our democratic dispensation sikhululekile. Abanye baphuma bengaziya emisebenzini. Kuba ilizwe alisivumeli uba sikwazi uba nabantu abakwazi ukusebenza. Ndikhalela into yokuba nina njengoba uThixo enivumele yangunyaka wenu lo. Ngale mini namhlanje eyawuhlala inkumbulo kubomi benu. Nazi ntonye nimele kubahluka kwabangakhange beze e-university. Siza kwahluka njani? Uyabuza uMoses. Xa ungahambi nathi. Ayithi ke ngoku kuba uphuma usiya elizweni uzawufika uphinde uphile ubomi obuphila. Awusarepresenti wena ngoku. Umele ifamily yakho, umele le university. Indlela ozobehave ngayo ubomi obuzobuphila buzoba nechaphaza kule university. Yinto ethi ke ngoku njengomuntu okhutshwa yile university ukuba uyophila uphila kwilizwe lokwazi ukuzimela usebenzisa amava neskill othe wasifumana kule ndawo. Wazi ntonye umele kukwahluka kubantu abangakhange ba-attende kule university. Kuba ngokuba khona kwakho phandle uyawube uportraya imeko ephilwa kule university yaseWSU. Ngalo mazwi ndithi kuni ningayiluzi focus. Welcome to the world of learned. Inyaniso yoba niyangena ngoku. Nizawuba ngabantu abafundileyo nawube seniqhubekile ne-researches kubantu abaphuma kwi-degree nakwi-diplomas. Uthixo makanincede ke ingapheleli apha le nto. Basekhona abantu abanithatha banibeka kule level. Naba abaphuma ngeengubo ezibomvu kungabayagqibela. Usekhona umsebenzi ekufuneka bewenzile ukuze ngokuphuma kwabo kuphinde kunyuse kumgangatho wale university. Mawananele amazwi. As you go out, remember nisuka phi. Abanye benu beze apha kudityaniswa amathe nenyembezi. Abanye benu balinde imali zikaNFAS zingaphumi. Kodwa uThixo wenu uhambe nani up to this far. Go, stand for your family, stand for yourself, stand for the university, so that impumelelo kuwe ingqine all the angles nobomi obudibana nabantu ohlangana nabo. Ngawo onke lo mazwi uThixo makanithwale, uThixo makanisikelele, uThixo makani-embrace ngobushushu bakhe, nayiphi imeko enidibana nayo i-challenge ebomini nikwazi ukudlula ngaphaya. Be blessed always. Masithandaze. Nkosi Thixo wethu, Nkosi kakhulu ngokuhamba naba bantwana ukuze Thixo wethu babe kwindlela yempumelelo. Enkosi simakade kakhulu ngokuzimisela kwe-lecturers nayo yonke administration yale university ngokuba lo msebenzi ube yimpumelelo. Inyaniso yile bebengawenza wonke lo msebenzi ngaphandle kokuzimisela kwabafundi olunusuku ngelingakhange laba yimpumelelo. Sisondeza ke Nkosi lo msebenzi sisithi ke sewuqala nje qala nathi ukuze konke okwenziwa kule ndawo bawunamandla kubonakalisa impumelelo yozuko lakho. Sibanikele ebubeleni bakho besazawuphuma beyoma elizweni babe bobungqina bomsebenzi abathe bawufumana kule ndawo. Ithi yonke into ayithe yayimfundiso kule ndawo iliphuhlisa ilizwe lethu, iwaphuhlisa amakhaya ethu. Siyathandaza egameni likaKristu Yesu. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Molweni, dumelang. All right, I'll try again. Ladies and gentlemen, molweni, dumelang. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Chancellor, I would like to welcome you to this last morning graduation in Amtata. I would also like to acknowledge, on behalf of the Chairperson of Council and Convocation, Mr. Mklitwa, who is here representing the Chairperson of Council. I also like to recognize internal and external council members. I would like to also recognize my colleagues, the MC members, including management and academics here today, the President of the ISRC, you are most welcome. Parents and friends, labor formations present today and their leadership, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, the 2022 graduating class, you're all welcome and good morning. My name is Professor Rashila Nolundisong. Initially, when I came here, people didn't know me until I got to be known through newspaper articles. I'm privileged to serve as the Vice-chancellor and principal of this university, while it stands at the precipice of far-reaching but necessary change. Change is very uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen, and it makes most of us nervous. So, we have a job to do and changes to make for the betterment of WSU. Therefore, it is an honor for me to serve this institution and the university community at large, but more on honor later in this address. The question I wish to pose to you all is, what is the meaning of privileged? It is a question I pose against the daily rhetoric that we hear in the media and from lobby groups. I would like us to explore it in the context of your lives as soon as you graduate, and as a university with a future-looking obligation to those who will walk in your shoes across this stage for many years to come. To define privileged, we need to examine the meaning of privilege. Traditionally, a privilege is defined as a right, a special advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group of persons. In essence, it is immunity granted as a peculiar benefit, advantage, or favor, and in the prerogative sense, is usually attached specifically to a position or an office. Therefore, using that logic, to be privileged means having or enjoying one or more privileges or not being subjected to the usual rules or penalties because of some special circumstance. Now, we cannot deny that privilege has had a certain historical meaning in our country. Still, I challenge you today to look beyond those circumstances. Turn the lens on yourself and examine your worldview and experience within the context of privilege. In so doing, I pose another question: is education a privilege or a right? I am now entering shaky ground, but of course, it shouldn't be a surprise. There are two views on whether education is a right or a privilege in modern day usage. One view favors the opinion that a right is defined as something one cannot live without, and thus education, although ideal, is not a right as one can live without it. The second view, favored by our South African Constitution, is that basic education is a right. Admittedly, I have simplified the debate for this address today. But even in such a simplification, it is clear that both arguments have deficits and salient points. Taking the first view, that education is not a right because one can theoretically live without it, the question remains what the quality of that life would be without education. This may be a moot point in a country with excessively high unemployment rates for graduates and non-graduates. However, from my own experience and that of my many colleagues on stage today, or even in the hall, I can tell you that life without education is privileged over one without, for one simple reason, choices. We have heard the stories of people who succeed on an astronomical level despite a lack of education. However, we all know that there are few and far between, which brings me back to choice. The single inalienable truth of the educated is that you have choices to make, and those choices will lead to success or failure if not managed properly and with the requisite degree of skill and care. Education allows you the privilege of choice, something many of your forefathers were not privileged to enjoy. Turning to the second view that education is a right, I must enter the fray and query whether that right is a right when it's not equalized to ensure equal access to equal opportunities for learning for all. We must face the reality that we live in a world where, as Plato once put it, and I quote, "When equality is given to unequal things, the resultant will be unequal," close quote. We cannot deny that access, funding, paucity of higher education institutions, supply versus demand, and many other challenges have resulted in the haves and the have-nots in the higher education sector. Based on this argument, education may be a right, but what is the point of a right when such a right still results in privilege over necessity? I want to propose an alternative debate in which education is an honor. We are all honored by a chance to be where we are today. The honor of education is something that demands praise and respect at the highest level, both intrinsically and extrinsically. Honor demands recognition of importance, of value, and is ultimately grounded in respect. Within my education as an honor theorem, I've had to turn the lens on Walter Sisulu University. And with the support of my management team, we have begun to reflect on whether the institution is honoring the students we serve and the wider community of the Eastern Cape, South Africa, and the wider world. Our answer to this investigation is Vision 2030, which has taken an honest, incidentally deriving from the word honor, account of the strengths and weaknesses of the university, and it is committed to honoring its past, present, and future going forward. We make no secret of the recent difficulties we have faced with legacy qualifications and certain unscrupulous allegations by the media. However, we also celebrate and honor those who stood steadfastly by WSU as we faced and resolved those challenges. Have we a long way to travel? I can tell you now that the answer to that question is a yes, we do. We'll make mistakes along the path. Chances are, yes, we will. Undoubtedly, however, we will not give up in the face of challenges because ultimately, our role as providers of higher education results in the ability to make choices, strive for equality, and honor the institution which houses us. As part of our ongoing efforts, we will rationalize and consolidate the university in a manner that ensures parity of offerings and equal access to quality education, research-driven qualifications, which likewise serve community needs and graduateness. Working again from my theory of education as an honor, I cannot lose sight of the fact that our duties as a university must be balanced by those of students and alumni, as you are soon to be. In so doing, I trust you'll reflect on a time at WSU and ask yourselves whether you have acted with honor towards the institution, the staff, and your fellow students. In other words, have you contributed to the pursuit of excellence that we hold so dear? I trust you can all answer that question honestly. We hope that we can continue to count on you as alumni of this institution and hopefully retain the majority of you for further education and training, because ultimately, honor must be fed to be worthwhile. On that note, I want to thank you as students and student leadership for your recent decision to return to classes and continue with learning during the time that we were faced with legacy qualifications. Your decision to invest in your learning and give management the space and time to correct the situation shows both your self-awareness and respect for the honor of your education. I therefore salute you again for that decision. I cannot determine whether the privilege versus the right argument can be solved in our world. I can tell you that admitting one's privilege or right or honor isn't an indictment of oneself, but ignoring them in the face of those without is. I believe the purpose of what we do with our time here, with our resources, if it is not in support of all the life around us, then what are we doing? What are we engaged in? It's not anything at all. Our graduating class is graduating, and I want you to always remember this, into a spleen screen world, as one educator once said. On one half of the screen is the world that we continue to strive for as an academic institution. A world that is exploding with creativity and ideas, innovation, independent and critical thought. A world that embraces that the notion that real education should educate us out of self into something far finer, into a selflessness which links us with all humanity. A world in which our graduates will be ambassadors and live in honor. On the other half of the screen is a world characterized by what the Nigerian author Chimamanda Adichie calls a tragedy of a single story. A world of irrationality where facts don't matter, and the truth can be nullified by a single assertion. A world in which discourses about race, gender, and disability are reduced to stereotypes by stories. In this world, ladies and gentlemen, and to you, our graduate, there's no honor, no truth, and lives are usually destroyed by single stories. In conclusion, I welcome you all here today, especially those who are about to experience the honor of being kept as doctors, and encourage the joyous sounds of cheer and ululation that we have been hearing since Monday from family members and their sons and daughters' names, when their sons and daughters' names are called out to cross the stage to be kept by me and hooded by the registrar. We, however, ask that you do so briefly when the name of your candidate is called. Thereafter, please allow others to hear the calling of names of their own candidates. We also ask that you put your cell phones on silence. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize with pride Miss Marcia Seabela and Miss Bulelwa Boltina. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the very last time we will be referring them to Miss. After this ceremony, we must call them by their end titles. Call them Dr. Seabela and Dr. Boltina. Congratulations, both ladies. I'm proud of you. And please allow me to be the first to extend a word of congratulations. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and sit back and enjoy the proceedings.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I hereby declare that the candidates whose names appear on your program have duly satisfied all the requirements, and I have the honor to request that they be presented to you for the conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas and certificates in the respective instructional programs.
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching on the candidates whose names appear on the program.
I hereby confer the degree.
Badli amahle.
Congratulations.
Bhuku simnikiwe.
Congratulations.
Boy siphamandla.
Congratulations.
Tsiya aviwe. Tata lonwabo. Dlamini Yonela. Dlamini Zamazizi. Foto Tabile. Genuka Esihle. Gwala Yonela. Jiba Siphe. Jokweni Thandazile. Jwambi Lunga. Khasa Mveliso. Khomo Amandla highlight. Khonkwana Philile. Kodwa Sisanda. Lidziya Asavela. Madiya Nokuphila Yvonne. Madubane Simpiwe Nangamso. Maduna Phezile Christiana. Magadla Yonela, Makhanda Linamandla, Makhosonke Nondumiso, Mapichi Nonzuzo, Maqegu Sionela, Masinga Ntokozo, Matiwane Andivile, Mavanda Sinovuyo Yondela, Mazotana Noncedo, Mbotho Nonkanyiso, Mdichwa Mbali, Mkabadeli Tabile, Mila Mzekelo, Mininye Abonge, Njuleka Siaka, Mkhupheni Chulumanco, Nqanqeni Cebisa, Mpithi Anele, Mpongwana Khanya Khanyisa, Mkhadu Sinethemba, Mthuli Nomvelo, Mthwenene Luyolo, Mthotywa Sanelise, Mtyaphi Ongeziwe, Ndabangaye Khanyisa, Ncim Ntombikhona Angel, Ngulunga Nosipho, Nkabane Thembisa, Nkosana Yamkela, Nkunjana Tholakele, Nkwese akhona, Nomchala Nomveliso, Noswili Ayandiswa, Ntanjana Lusanda, Nhlanzana Lusanda, Nchinga Anathi, Nyamela Sesethu, Nyombo Nangamso, Miss Phindela Sinothando, Phuphuma Asive Amamkele, Khatyana Ongezwa Letishiya, Quwese Abulele, Khadebe Menzi, Sikhuphela Nosipho, Sikobi Immaculate, Sithole Sitsaba, Sonqishi Nomfundiso, Thembani Sithokozile Queen, Chobeni Emmanuel Zolisa, Thukuthezi Ayola, Vete Zimasa,
Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Education, Further Education and Training, specializing in Economic and Management Sciences.
I hereby
To the
confer the
candidates
degree.
whose names appear on the program. Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Education, Further Education and Training, specializing in Economic and Management Sciences on the candidates whose names appear on the program.
I hereby confer the degree.
Bali Solinda,
Congratulations.
Bajwa Asipe,
Congratulations.
Breakfast Kuseleka, Winduna,
Congratulations.
Buhlungu, Tombezayo, Cele Talente,
Congratulations.
Cici, Fika, welcome, welcome.
Congratulations.
Dlamini, Fezeka,
Congratulations.
Dlamini, Lindikaya, Dlamini, Lundiwe,
I think so. Congratulations.
Dobe, Wandile, Dumba, Nangamso,
Congratulations.
Zele, Simlindile,
Congratulations.
Gama, Mzimasi, Zaleka, Faniswa,
Congratulations.
Dua, Sandisiwe,
Congratulations, Sandisi.
Gwabaza, Sizwe, Innocent,
Congratulations, Susan.
Gebe, Zizipho,
Congratulations, Zizipho.
Gonzana, Lulama,
Congratulations, Lulam.
Gudlu, Lukholo, Kwebityala, Sikhona, Hlamandana Pilasande. Hlokoza emihle Jabe asemahle Paulina. Jaca ongezwa Primrose. James Pretty Qaqamba. Jineka Asive. Jonah Sean. Kausele Snelizwi. Kambule Neliswa. Komo Sisanda. Koko Lihle. Kwaza Olona. Lai Banele. Lingani Pilasande. Liwane Yonela. Labanyane Zandile. Lujabe Tandiwe. Lukuzela Pamela. Lusiki Sihle Ntokozo. Luthuli Abongile Lindokuhle. Mabaleka Lelebohele. Maboza Zamile. Madikizela Mveliso. Madokwe Sulungwa, Magaba Mkhanyiseni, Magade Ingati, Magadla Siyavuya, Mahlungulu nokuphumla, Mayane Mayepo, Majiyezi Tombokanyo, Majola Asive, Imamfondena ngakubisi, Mankengana Funeko, Mantshula Azole, Manyala Gugu, Maphumulo Msizi, Masakhane Qaqamba, Masina Siyabonga, Masinga Sanele Sihle, Matebese Sibuyiselwe, Machobongwana Nopasika, Mazaleni Afika, Matodlana Yonela Primrose, Bambi Mihle, Mbangi Lungiswa, Abamagama foni, Bamakuqaleni magama sapa magama, Mbanjwa Nofika, Mbelekezana Nokubonga, Mbanjwa Mzwandile. Ay. Ay. Bewana Nomsa. Mbofiti Bandile. Mbunguzi Nomkhuleko. Mtsono Nonkululeko Hloniphile. Mchithe Nyameka. Mconelo owethu. Mdledle zikhona. Mdluli Bulelwa. Bulelwa. Mdongiwe Siyanda. Melani Mvikela. Memela Sivengenceba Justice. Mesilane Siphakamise. Fengwana Sibusiso. Mfilithwa Phindile. Mgcotyelwa Zandile. Mgeyane Hlengiwe. Mgodeli Nokuzola. Mguzulwa akhona. Mana Axole. Mhlawuli Xolani. Mia Silindile Bajabuli. Mkhize Nolthando Pretty. Mkhonde Babalwa. Tata zombili. Mkwena Rilebohile. Mlambi Thokozane. Mangweni Lundi. Mdiata Monwabis. Nukwa Spelele. Mokonyane Mapala. Mapala. Mongameli Sinesipho Shan. Yakhe Pelogas. Mkunyama Yonela. Khwetyana Khulula. Msipa Anele. Msichana owethu Msiya Agnes Nokolo. Msomi awonke. Mthembu welile Gugu Luyanda. Mtsotsoyi Sizwe. Mthungwa Phumeza. Mtyunjutho Luvuyo. Mvula Asisipho. Mxobo Sikholiwe. Myekethe Zukile. Ngayana Lindela. Ngonana Bongisipho. Ncwadini Nkosi yakhe. Damase Usisiwe. Dandani Sophakama. Ndima Sonele. Ndlala, Ndumiso. Ndletyana, Alungile. Ndunge, Bulelwa. Ndunge, Sikho. Nziweni, Zimkhitha. Ngecibi, Mandlakazi. Ngongo, Yanga. Ngexe, Malwande. Nqinambi, Sinovuyo. Ngubo, Ongeziwe. Nguse, Zameka. Nqukume, Aphelele. Njiva, Pamela. Nkombi, Zimkhitha. Nodipa, Sipesande. Nogobo, Arthur. Nogobo. Noguga, Anele. Nombeje, Spesitu. Nondaleni, Sinako. Nondonga, Onesimo. Ntabeni, Thabo. Ntengo, Azile. Ntombela, Standiwe. Ntonga, Tomboncedo. Dozonke, Malizo, Oscar. Changase, Asive. Chinga, Andile. Nchoncho, Sinodumo. Simbi Simbongi. Ntungo Kanya. Nyembezi Mpumelelo Johannes. Nyembezi Nwabisa Brawlin. Nyembezi Sianda. Phakathi asekho. Phesi Sizwe Sihle. Pulumani Simnikiwe. Qoza Namhla. Qulu Nothemba. Qulu Ziphelele. Khosho Phila. Sabisa Abongile. Sekeni Simcelile. Sengce awonke. Shingo aphiwe. Shwala Phumlile. Sibanda Lerato. Sibaya Lwando. Sichotho Lizo. Siciko Ongeziwe. Sidwala Anathi. Siya Zizipho. Sikhosana Lungiswa Portia. Siko Esethu. Siko lakhe Ezile Lovable. Siwiso Thando. Sodia. Patheka. Sogedle. Zizipho. Soginasi. Lunga. Sokuyeka nontsikelelo. Somgidi Phumza. Sonjeke Momelesi. Tila Nomaphelo. Sorry. Sunday. Chingana Sethu. Twala Athini. Valashia Aviwe Siolise. Voia Sagumila. Vuke Nolufefe Marita. Kakata akhona. Kamlayo Kaya. Ubuye. Xoko Zizipho. Bolo Sipamanda. Ulu Siduduzo. Hayi. Yalo Fundiswa. Yalo Snofefe. Yokwana Zodi. Ay. 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 Zaza Numisa. Numisa. Zaza Thabiseng. Masabe. Zenda Sabelo Sipamanda. Zoleka Pelogas. Zulu Sibongiseni. Zungu Zamokuhle Khumbuzi. Hayi. Sabantu. Hayi. Zweni ongezwa. Madam Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Education, Further Education and Training, specializing in humanities.
I hereby confer the degree.
Abel Ntombi zikhona. Bhanya Zimkhida. Benzana Sinovuyo. Bodweni Ayanda. Bojana Odwa. Bonani Nosibusiso. Buswana Nandipa. Abe Alungile. Condoba Sinesipho. Condoba. Kwesi avuyisiwe. Dangazele Vuyisile. Yaza Pumeza. Hayi. Dintsi Nosibusiso. Dlamini Luyanda. Dlamini Sandiswa, witness. Dlamini Yamkela. Aye. Zepuma Asanda Olienda. Zikitela Zlungile. Zingubo Mzuzile. Dlomo Sifiso Bongumusa. Dongwe Neliswa Teresia. Faltein Nosbusiso. Foki Pozisa Selina. Fonjana Azola. Kadudu Nyanisa. Gasa Mduduzi Enoch. Kingi Lindani Ginokuhle. Funa nomshini lo. Gogela Snikeziwe. Gogela Zimkhita. Gogo Thenjiswa. Goniwe Philisa. Kwanana Amahle. Kwebani Rita. Xaba Siphesethu. Hinsa Nomvuyo. Hlongwana Mzolisi. Mzolisi. Jaca, Tulegas. Jadiso, Zubenati. Jika, Nunsikelero. Juta Mbekezeli. Kala Lianelisa. Kambela Sisamkele. Keke Kaelihle. Keli Somila. Keizana Lumka. Kuzwayo Sinenhlahla. Kobi Sinazo Siabulela. Koshi Siphumzile. Phumzile. Koyana Nosipho. Lali Pelokas. Sonde. Lukhozi Zusange. Lutambo Yanga. Luvalo Asanda. Luvalo Zintathu. Luvalo Zithobile. Machi Noxolo.
Matikazi aphiwe. Madinga Yolanda Nasiphi. Matia Sanele. Mafika Anelisa. Magumise Miselwa Khoda. Mali Zipho. Mahlasela Zikhona. Makaluza Mzoli Zuko. Makeleni Kosithandile. Makhiwane Pelokazi. Mamlambo Siwaphiwe. Mangelwa Sapokazi. Maquthu Phiwokuhle. Masango Pelokazi. Mashiane Lekshaba. Masiza Coceka Tautsoa. Mataka Zizipho. Mateza Sipokazi. Mavundla Notile Cherol. Mbali Noxolo. Mbangelwa Loyiso. Mbanjwa Esethu. Mphele Phezile Penelope. Mbola Masakhe. Mbuthuma Siphelelisiwe. Mchunu Nokuthula. Mchunu Sibongile. Mcotshana Aseza. Mthandalaza Silungile. Mdinga Siphokazi. Mfundisi Nontuthuzelo. Mfundisi Thobeka. Mgedezi Nolwazi. Mgijima noxolo. Mhambi noneleli. Mhlonhlo sinazo. Mkhiva wonga. Nakaniso lusindiso. Mpambane Sheila. Mphayi Yongama. Msengana Thembeka. Mkhize Yoliswa. Msungubali Thembakazi. Msweli Thando. Msweli Xolile. Mtheshane Nomvuselelo. Mthathambi Anelisa. Mthembu Mzamo Benedict. Mthembu Phethile. Mthethwana Yandisa. Mzayiya Zine. Mzunjani Ziphelele. Naki linamandla. Ncame Xolani. Ncanini Thobeka. Ngayiyana akhona fundiswa. Ndabihlile phakama. Ndamase Mkhululi. Ndayi Phumza. Ndisile Nokulunga. Ndonyela Sibusisiwe. Ngobo Nompumelelo Pearl. Ngobo Siphamandla. Ngongo Ntombenhle. Ngonini Zingisa. Ngonyolo Simnikiwe. Ngubelanga Andiswa. Ngubelanga Eureka. Ngubo Thobani. Manga Ndazuza Cyprian. Njova Anele. Nojikoko Okuhle. Nondula Aphiwe. Nonkobongo Bulelwa. Nonti Lulama. Nonxuba Thandile. Noqazo Thulisile. Ntakana Avuyile. Ntanjana Ibenathi. Ntanjana Ozuko. Ntekethwana Sinokuhle. Ntetha nonzwakazi. Ntontela Inga. Nuba Xolisile. Nyathi Siphokazi. Nyombo Amanda. Nyuswa Hloniphile. Nzinakwe Sandile. Nzimande Siphindile. Phantswa Zizipho. Phaphama Sonwabise. Phendu Iviwe Ongeziwe. Phindo Vuyani. Pintsi Samkelo. Qhuba Ncedi. Omani Aphiwe. Qwebani Yanga. Satshwa Sibonga konke. Shabane Bongiwe. Sholoku Athi. Sibonda Aviwe. Siphika Esihle. Siyo Siphesihle. Solonsi Siyolisiwe. Sonjica Londolozi. Tenza Phelokazi. Tilo lopu xoleleka. Chandu nontlahla. Chazi amkele, welcome. Tubana atenkosi. Tukula bongiwe Poshiya. Tunzana ongeziwe. Vete Tulile Ntombikayise. Uche Bukeka. Aba simamkele. Khalisa nomvuzo. Chobani Yondela. Chobiso onke. Xolo Phakamani. Yeko Zamandela. Zawuka Liko Hope. Zikizela Tembakazi. Zulu Smangele Christina. Zuma Mtakazeli. Madam Vice-chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Bachelor of Education honors on the candidates whose names appear on the program.
I hereby confer the degree.
Khalakhala Helen Zimasa. Tyansi Olwethu. Madam Vice-chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Master of Education on the candidates whose names appear on the program.
I hereby confer the degree.
Luwaca Latiwe Loli, dissertation title, Teachers' Experiences in Implementing HIV and AIDS Policy in Lekwa West Circuit Schools of Standerton, Mpumalanga. Supervisor, Professor E.N. Cishe. Makeleni Thandiwe Phoshiya, dissertation title, Exploring Teachers' Experiences of Teaching Economic and Management Sciences in Primary Schools in the OR Tambo Coastal District. Supervisor, Dr. A.M. Buka. Mjobo Nobabalo Mandisa, dissertation title, Contribution of Teachers' Lack of Reading Pedagogical Content Knowledge to Learners' Inability to Read in English First Additional Language. Supervisor, Professor E.N. Cishe. Soto Sakiwe Michael, dissertation title, A Critical Assessment of the Effectiveness of Transformation in the Archives of the Province of Eastern Cape, South Africa. Supervisors, Dr. M.R. Khetle and Dr. J. Mvenene. Zihlangu Lindiwe Kefi, dissertation title, Creative Arts Teaching Experiences in Selected Primary Schools in OR Tambo Coastal District in South Africa. Supervisor, Dr. A.M. Buka. Madam Vice-chancellor, I have the honor to Madam Vice-chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degree of Doctor of Education on the candidates whose names appear on the program.
I hereby confer the degree.
Boltina Bulelwa Efridia. Thesis title, Explaining the bearing of principals' leadership practices in school discipline in the Libote sub-district primary schools in the Eastern Cape. Supervisor, Dr. A.M. Buka. Citation. The study sought to explain the bearing of principals' leadership practices in school discipline in primary schools of Libote sub-district in the OR Tambo Coastal District of the Eastern Cape Province. The study employed explanatory design where questionnaire, personal interview schedule, document analysis and observations to collect data relevant to principals' leadership practices in school discipline was explained. Thus, this study involved a mixed method approach. 8 Liberty principals from different primary schools responded to a questionnaire, and 10 principals were interviewed. Quantitative data was analyzed using the statistic package for social sciences, and qualitative data was analyzed thematically, whereby information was categorized into themes emerging from the responses of the participants. The findings of the study were that principals of schools are faced by late coming, absenteeism, and fighting by both teachers and learners. The study further showed that principals lacked furniture, school halls, libraries, and other material resources. Also, lack of security and safety at school contribute to poor leadership practices, and that led to learners' disruptive behavior. Discipline, safety, and security are crucial issues as school managers embark on creating conducive school environment for teaching and learning. Professional development and in-service training workshops should be offered to principals in order to highlight the additional role they play in the lives of learners in the socio-economic environment in which they are brought up. It is also recommended that there should be programs directed at parents to provide them with the skills and support they need to support their children in their children's academic progress. A good code of conduct, harmonious working among staff members, collaboration and punctuality are also hallmarks of good leadership, which promote discipline in schools. Principals would be knowledgeable, stimulated, and provide logical thinking when maintaining school discipline. It would provide clear guidelines for the DPE on how principals should manage discipline, since there would be new and improved leadership practices on school discipline in their schools. Siabela Mashia Motlatso, thesis title, The Effect of Using English as a Language of Learning and Teaching on Learner Academic Performance in Senior Phase of Mthatha, Eastern Cape Province. Supervisor, Dr. C.D. Mantlana. Citation. The main research question: what are the effects of the use of English as a language of learning and teaching on the academic performance in senior phase of Mthatha in the Eastern Cape Province? The researcher used both qualitative and quantitative research approaches with case study research design. The study was conducted in 3 semi-rural secondary schools that were conveniently selected. The quantitative part employed Likert type scale questionnaires that were administered to 10 mathematics, 10 natural sciences, and 10 social sciences teachers, making a total of 30 teachers and a total of 30 learners from grade 8 and 9. For the qualitative part, 9 teachers and 18 learners from the selected schools were interviewed. The 18 in 3 schools were observed as they taught grade 8 and 9 learners in their respective classes. Qualitative data were gathered through interviews and observations. These are the main findings. The majority of learners do not understand English. Therefore, it was difficult for them to understand the teaching and learning of the selected subjects in senior phase using English as a language of learning and teaching. Although the majority of learners reported that they usually use English as LOLT and their home language isiXhosa, when learning the selected subjects, they still struggled to ask and answer questions in English in a classroom and during examinations. Learners who experience difficulties in learning of the selected subjects through the use of English as LOLT in senior phase were taught in their home language isiXhosa by their teachers. English and isiXhosa in the form of code switching were used when teaching the selected subjects. Inadequate teacher training and preparation made it more difficult for the learners to perform well in the selected subjects. These are recommendations. The Department of Education to conduct enough workshops to help HODs and teachers who teach the selected subjects to keep abreast of new developments in these subjects. These should be integrated with appropriate teaching strategies and learning and teaching support materials.
Greetings, Program Director, and thank you for affording me this opportunity. And greetings to the graduates that are here, to the Vice-chancellor, Deputy Vice-chancellor, the Council, IMC, Convocation, and the lecturers and the support staff of the university. I greet you all in the name of Jesus. Amen. Standing in front of you is Bathandwa Mangisa. I owe my being to the Mvelase clan. I am the institutional president of Walter Sisulu University. It is an honor for me, as the president, today to be delivering an address at such a noble ceremony of this magnitude. On behalf of the students of this incredible campus, which is Mthatha campus, and the institution at its large complexity. As a graduate myself, I know the hardships that you have encountered to be here today and how it is difficult for one to be in this historical hall to graduate. You have endured the ups and downs brought by the pressure of academics, and some have succumbed to the pressures, and therefore have quit this prestigious journey, but you have managed to make it this far. It is such a pleasure to share in the intensity of emotions filling this great hall, as you who are graduating are closing this academic chapter of your life. It surely delights you, parents, to be witnesses of such a historical turning point in the lives of your children, and furthermore, families, as this brings hope to ease burdens back from home. To you, the class of 2022, you have overcome many odds to be here today. It is of paramount significance that we take cognizance of the fact that you have overcome all social ills that are eminently finding expression in the higher education sector, which are mental health and gender-based violence. Our peers have succumbed to these, and we need a generation that stands to put and stop and further condemn such malicious acts amongst us. And we need to find amicable platforms to address these social ills as to remedy our dying generation. This conduct graduation then is the first one in this hall since the surging of the novel coronavirus. You are graduating in a century in its infancy at a time where the world is facing many challenges, as I stated above. The challenges that are created by these problems are many, but also our education will prove once again that a student going to varsity is an investment to the society and the country. You are the generation that is obliged to bring solutions to the issues that we are facing as the country today. We have so much political, socio-economic, and general discussions that lead to the development of the nation, and they need fresh minds as yours, fresh ideas, and vibrant energy in terms of implementation. This chapter then doesn't come without challenges. We are facing serious issues. The issues of unemployment remain serious problems that are facing all graduates and the entire South African youth. As you are graduating today, when you walk out of that door, you are already on an unemployment statistics. This is because the South African government is slowly but surely failing to create jobs and to address the youth development. And it succeeds in suffocating the voice of the youth. Our brothers and sisters are there on the streets. They are selling veggies and fruits, wearing academic regalia. Some have resorted to thuggery as a source of hustling. And that on its own is a proof that the lack of employment in this nation is contributing to the high rate of criminal acts. As the ISRC, it is our duty to be the voice of the students. And whenever we are in engagement with the university, we do not leave the discussions of certificates. As to say, what best the university can do in addressing the issue of historical debts. Because you have students that were enrolled on their undergraduate programs, studied under NSFAS for the duration of the undergraduate programs, and they've never lost funding in the process. But when it comes that they finish their undergraduate programs, they are told that they are owing the university. We have had, we have had these discussions for a very long time. And at some point I had said, the time for engagements has came to an end. The issue of historical debts and the awarding and the issuing of certificates to the students needs implementation. And we must not waste time competing on ideas in boardrooms while our brothers and sisters are losing time outside and suffering. Every time when I get an opportunity to discuss on this matter, I always have a question to pose as to how does a graduate pay their university debt if they're unemployed? How does the university expect a graduate, a fresh graduate, who has never been to a field of work to repay the university? As we know, As we know that for one to be employed, needs to be awarded their certificates. I therefore made a popular proposal that seeks to provide assistance to those who are confirmed to be owing the university and cannot access their certificates. One, to be given a copy of their original certificate. Whether with the watermark of Walter Sisulu University, and be allowed under oath to access their certificates. This alone will enable these students to find work and earn money to repay what they owe to the university. Madam Vice-Chancellor, what I love about Walter Sisulu University is that it's an African university. And it is indeed in the hearts of an African university to see an African child flourishing. Let's use this as a bridge. Let's use this as a tool. Ukuze igama leWalter Sisulu University liqhakaze lihambele phambili. Many institutions outside there are lacking because ingcuba buchopho are suffocated and are confined emakhaya ngenxa yokuba abana certificates zabo. IWalter Sisulu University, mama wam, produces high profile and high quality of graduates that are capable to face any odds in the corporate world. I appeal on behalf of these graduates, and as a graduate myself, ukuba kweli xesha siphila kulo sicela nje impepha zokuba sikwazi ukuyoxelenga. Aba bazali bahleli pha mama wam, iinyembezi zabo ayizozovuyo nje, kodwa baxhelekile. Bayazibuza ukuba xa siphuma apha yazi ba sawukubuyekezwana, balindele imbuyekezo. Walter Sisulu University is a historically disadvantaged university. We cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that this university accommodates the poor of the poorest students. Galondo siyaziqhenya ngoba isincedisile kakhulu. Sinamagqwetha, sinenzululwazi eziphuma eLibode, eziphuma eBizana, eziphuma eLisikisiki, eziphuma eXhorha. It is known that Walter Sisulu University attracts mostly students from the deep villages of Transkei. And it is high time that the university and us, the student leaders, make sure that the policies of this African university are biased to the African child and are favorable to the African child and are technologically advantageous to the African child. Until such is realized, we won't stop fighting for that. We need to condemn and break the barriers of financial exclusion that are perpetually finding expression and growth drastically within Walter Sisulu University. Ezivalela abantu abakuthi ukuba bangaqhubeki nemfundo. Ezivalela abantu abakuthi ukuba bangakwazi ukugqiba izifundo zabo. This then will enable the poor and the marginalized class to access education and to exit education on good financial grounds. We must be thankful then to the parents for the motivation on you as the class of 2022, that in spite of the circumstances and background situations, you still hold the banner of academics, and that you don't identify yourselves with the situations from home, but use education as a bridge to the promised land. To be honest with you, nangona sizamayo to make education to be fashionable, we are still oppressed. And the oppression lena is finding expression ngeyona ndlela. Because even if we go out here and go to the workplace, we are still oppressed. We are oppressed economically. And when we talk about economical emancipation, we do not need anything else. Sifuna imali. Sifuna ukwakha amakhaya ethu. Sifuna ukufundisa abantu abakuthi. As this youth, we are politically free, we are socially free, but economic-wise, we cannot breathe. And that is why we request our certificate. The issue of economic emancipation should not just be a lip service, but a reality. Because we need to go out, work with the qualifications, and be able to reimburse our parents of their hard work and the investment on our lives. As I'm closing, the great Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and think critically," of which critical thinkers are of great need in the outside world. Ingxoxo zeparlamente ziyohluleka to pass laws that speaks to the needs of the youth, which are employment, youth development, and economic development. Therefore, the outside world is ready to welcome you with your fresh ideas that are coming from Walter Sisulu University. May this then be the beginning of a new chapter, a way towards realization of our core purpose, because the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but life without purpose. You are now the author of this new chapter, and God is your guidance. Yanga uThixo unoxolo aniphe ubulumko bokulawula oluhambo lutsha neluqalayo. Zenani nikhumbule ukuba amandla afumaneka kuye uQamata. Igwala ke liyancama. Kodwa ikroti linyamazela kude kube sekupheleni. Hambani ke magorhandini. Niyobonisa ilizwe uba apha kwaXhamela sizingcathu zenkcuba buchopho that are more than ready to face and take against the odds of the corporate world. May God grant you blessings and shower you with love and open doors of employment. Mandla!
Molweni. Njani? Nami ndiphilile. On behalf of the Chancellor, Dr. Sheila Sisulu, on behalf of the Chairperson of Council, Advocate Ngukai Tobi, on behalf of the Vice-chancellor and Principal of Walter Sisulu, Professor Songa, I am really honored to give a vote of thanks and announcements. Let me start by thanking and appreciating all council members who have been present since we started this function. Also want to thank all members of management who are available here. the labor representations that are here, the staff of Walter Sisulu University. Can you pause and just give them a round of applause? Staff of Walter Sisulu, we appreciate you. We are saying as management, on behalf of the VC, what can we do without you? Keep up the good work. We appreciate you. The SRC president and all the students who are here, we thank you. To our pastor, we want to say, thank you for connecting us to our Creator. You indeed reminded us of who we are, where we come from, and whose we are. We appreciate that. To the Vice-chancellor, you really gave us food for thought. What a speech. I was sitting here and asking myself, is indeed education a right? Is it a choice? Is it a privilege? But no, you answered and said, education is an honor. For WSU, education indeed is an honor characterized by respect. And as we work together under her leadership, guiding us through this Vision 2030, we indeed agree with you that indeed education is an honor. And on that note, we want to appreciate you and thank you that we are under safe hands as you lead us in this institution. We thank you. To the SRC president, you give us hope, you give us courage that we are grooming our own from our own hands, a critical thinker who speaks his mind and also provides solutions. I'm grateful that you told your colleagues that they have made it against all odds, and then you reminded them that let them go out and shine, let them go out and excel. Be innovators, because South Africa is looking for solution-driven people. That is your president, it's not me. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I also want to say, I'm sure the graduates are worried, nobody mentioned us, and parents are worried. I will also want to thank you, and I will want to request the graduates to stand up. Can you all stand, graduates? To graduates, I'm now speaking on your behalf. Look at your lecturers, your academic staff, and the dean. Look at everyone here, WSU staff members. I'm speaking on your behalf to say you are thanking all academic staff and support staff at WSU because you are saying to them, you made us who we are. You became parents when we have none at the study place. You patiently supported us without giving up on us. Thank you very much. We appreciate you as our guider, and you provided that guidance throughout. Now, we look around and look at our parents, our family. As we know, parents, it takes a village to raise a child. And these kids and your family members are saying, you have been there for us. During emotional challenges, you were there for us. When the going got tough, you provided a shoulder for us to lean on. You also provided financial support. We want to thank you as 2022 graduates. We also want to say to funders, thank you for funding our education. Continue to fund others so that then Walter Sisulu will be a better place for everyone. Then you can take your seats. Thank you. To the choir, we are grateful. Thank you very much for your melodies, sweet melodies, very distressing. We really enjoyed. As we know, Africa sings when Africa is happy. Africa sings when Africa is grieving. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. We want to listen to you every now and again. So keep up that good work. To all our guests, we want to thank you for staying with us the whole time. And I must also indicate that I think on Monday, we had one guest, was it Tuesday? Monday. One guest who offered an internship to our students, to some of our disabled students. And we appreciated that. And I want to say to guests, those who have those abilities, please provide those kinds of internships for our students, so that for our graduates, so that they can go out and experience the new roles that they are expected to be playing in the community. As I conclude, let me also give the announcement. The Vice-chancellor is inviting all guests, invited guests, to join her at the executive dining room. Now, after, we will request you all to stand and request the choir to lead us on the national anthem. As you know, we stand when the national anthem is sung. After that, the VC will dissolve the congregation, and after that, please remain standing until the academic procession has left the hall. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Vice-chancellor, I also award the qualifications in absentia to those students not present today. I hereby dissolve this congregation of Walter Sisulu University.
Bavume bonke bengakholwa bo ukuthi imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele sonke zotshiswa bo iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa bo iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa bo iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula bavile bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele bavume bonke bengakholwa ukuthi babulale imfuyo bayixabisile nabaphansi bebahlonele sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini likaNomvula sonke zotshiswa iinkomo zamadoda besala bebabonga ezantsi kuphandini.
Established in 2005 as a result of a complex merger, Walter Sisulu University has now positioned itself as an institution of higher learning that is committing itself to harnessing socio-economic, cultural, and ideational assets within the Eastern Cape context, expanding to an African context, and is daring enough to touch the international shores. We have over 30,000 students, making us the biggest institution in the province. This university over the years has collected a rich identity and legacy through its historical role as an institution of access for the disenfranchised, to now becoming an institution pursuing excellence through its commitment to creating and implementing carefully designed student development initiatives and an empowering curriculum that ensure Walter Sisulu University graduates are able to access the highest echelons of society. Walter Sisulu University Vision 2030 views academic excellence as the dynamic interplay of talent, vision, and creativity born out of a new attitude and a fresh commitment to position the university for excellence. We boast of over 150 programs that have seen the university respected across sectors through its illustrious alumni. This is Walter Sisulu University, a university in pursuit of excellence.